What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got a little bit of a project. So my daughter went to Guatemala and brought me back this little canvas. Now she brought it back to me unmounted. Okay, so right now I went on Amazon and I bought two, I guess, mounts and the closest dimensions. So I received, it was one pack, but you get two, so that's kind of good. So what I did was, I kind of stapled them together, so I was able to get the corners and the bottom out, but as you can see, there is a white spot here that needs to be folded. So basically, the frame is bigger than the artwork. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down and see if we can cut down or trim what is needed. So I did staple it, so I used a stapler. So I'm actually going to remove some staplers and resize this. So I'm using this pair of pliers just to go ahead and remove what I put in. The last thing I want to do is mess up this beautiful piece of artwork. And I don't know if this is how you normally mount things. All I know is that it was cheap to buy this from Amazon. Probably need a pair of needle nose pliers to really get in some of these little areas, because there are some that are just not working. Yep. I'm going to need to either get a pair of needle nose or something that will help me to come in here. Yep. So I will be right back. All right, so the size of this canvas or the artwork is 14 3/4 by 20. So this is where the problem is. This is too wide. So 14 3/4, and this is 15 3/4. So pretty much a whole inch. So the height is perfect. So what we're trying to do now is we're gonna go in here and trim up these pieces. So the first step is that we're gonna take this canvas off now. So basically we need this to be smaller. So we need to see what is the best way. Oh, that was actually pretty easy. Okay. So these are tongue and grooved. So now we just need to cut each side by an inch. Now there's a couple of ways that we could do this. So there's not really going to be any way for me to replicate this joint here. And so what I'm thinking is maybe I'll take an inch out of the middle and then somehow see. So yeah, I actually do like that idea better, is taking an inch out of the middle. So let's confirm again. How much do we need to take out? So yeah, we need to take out basically, yep, a whole inch. So we're gonna make 2 cuts. We're gonna make a cut here and a cut here, but we need to make sure that we don't take out too much. Now, how are we gonna put these 2 pieces back together? I mean, the easy thing is to cut it back an inch. But what we don't want to do is lose this corner, because that was pretty vital. So yeah, I feel comfortable in cutting back, making 2 cuts and then figuring out how to join them better. So one way to do it is, I'm not skilled enough to make a shorter cut and then have them to overlap. Like say cut half an inch and then, I don't think I have enough. And this wood is really, really light and fragile. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll come back and I'll let you know what I did. Okay guys, so now we're outside. I've got some tools here. So this is a nailer and this is a mini grinder. Okay. And then we have just like a little mini hacksaw. So what we've established is that we need to reduce this by 1 inch. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do it. My instinct is telling me just go ahead and make 2 cuts, okay, and then join them together. Now, how would we join them together? Not entirely sure. So in order to make the cuts, I'll probably start off with this just to groove it and then continue with this little mini hacksaw. Something that I thought about was maybe cutting it in half and then performing a half an inch tongue and groove similar to how this is. So using this, which I can be a little bit more precise, just cutting halfway down and then the other half that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make the first cut, because I got to make the cut anyways, and then from there figure out if I can perform a half-inch cut on each side, so I can make it similar to a tongue and groove, but more of an overlap instead of a slot. Okay, all right, so we'll be right back. All right, I've made a cut, but as you can see, I made it angled, which is not the best, but we can work with this. So now it's time to decide, should I make the other cut here and then fuse it together somehow, or should I try what I was saying, make a half a cut and then trying to get it on each side that way, and then we'll join it together. So I'm going to brainstorm about this and come back and let you know what I did. All right guys, so I've decided to try to make a little tongue and groove, and this wood is so soft that this little grinder actually worked really well. So this first cut here I screwed up because that's actually an inch, and I need it to be less than an inch. So now what I need to do is take this piece and make sure that I got it on the right side and do a similar cut, but now on this side, on the bottom side. That way I'll have 2 pieces that overlap with each other that should give me the full inch that I need. So I hope that my calculations are correct. So yeah, we will be right back. Just to kind of illustrate what I'm trying to do here is, so obviously this are the sides, right? So I've already made one cut, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same cut here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really try to measure this and then make sure that it aligns, and I'll measure it in a little bit. So I need to make the cut at least right here and about halfway. So that part, that way it fits in kind of like a puzzle, okay? So what I'm trying to do is, okay, so we took off a ½ inch, and is my logic correct? Or should I just cut this part off, which is now what I'm thinking what I need to do. Cut that part off. So let's measure it. Okay, so after thinking about this, I think I do need to make this cut here. It's because what I need is 1 inch. So essentially what I've done is only done ½ inch. So now I do need to continue in making this other cut here. So I was correct from the beginning, because I want to leave an inch overlap. So the more overlap, the better. So when we come back, I would have cut this part, and then I would have cut that part, and then seen how we'd have done. So I was incorrect at first by only doing ½ inch. I need to do the whole inch. Okay, YouTube land, so you guys were probably screaming at the video saying, no, you're supposed to make the whole inch. If you want to lose an inch, you get a whole inch. So yeah, so that's what I did. And now I just kind of lined it out, what I'm going to do for this side. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, so here we go. We got a little tongue and groove action happening here. It's not precise. I probably could grind it a little bit more to make it more flat, but it's not bad actually. Worked out really good. So pretty much what we're looking for is this to be 1 inch shorter, and looks like it is. Might have pushed it a little bit, but so yeah, so now we're going to do this side. We'll be right back. All right, so now we've got 2 pieces. I debated on using this nailer, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a couple of screws in there, just to kind of, I'm going to even it out, because as you can see, it's a little, I mean, it's not terrible, but I'm going to try to do at least a screw on each side. So yeah, we'll come right back. Okay, so I haven't shaved anything off yet, but I'm trying to think to myself, what is the best way that I could do this? So I thought about using these little small screws, but I just don't think that they will grab on hold enough. So we've got this piece here, so we should put that back. And then I got these longer screws. So definitely the longer screw is going to go through, but it's going to go all the way through. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, so and what I did was I did bring out some water, okay? And the reason is I'm gonna damp it a little bit, that way the wood doesn't split. Ideally you would probably want like a pilot screw in there, just so where it doesn't like make it split. So yeah, we're gonna go with water for right now. Okay, so this one ended up really good, but this one ended up splitting a little bit. So I might put some wood glue if I have any. So I know it's protruding out, so I'm going to use this little grinder to just grind off those tips. All right, guys, welcome back. So now I've got my 2 pieces, and so now I'm going to put these back in. All right, so now I've got the frame back. Oh, it's a little wonky. So let's see if, and really doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to be good enough. But yeah, so I'm already seeing a good little difference here. So now there's no overlap. So now I'm going to go ahead and staple. Make sure I have enough staples to do this. And it doesn't look like I do. So I'm gonna go grab some more. So these are 6mm staples. So there we have a perfectly framed, not perfectly, but really good framed canvas. So we had to kind of shorten it from the sides an inch. It looks ugly from the back, but ultimately I don't care. So yeah, we're gonna hang it up and show you what it looks like. All right, guys, got it all hung up. It looks really good. This is my other one. This one I got in Mexico, Janitzio. This is the one that my daughter brought, but I didn't have it mounted. So yeah, got it mounted and it looks good. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and enjoyed yelling at me, telling me that I'm doing it wrong, but I pretty much did it Mexican style and got it all hung up nice and evenly.